Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the First Click Show here with the road to WWDC. Obviously 2 days left before the actual event, and we got some spicy news items for you guys today, so let's just click straight into this one. First item coming in from AppleTrack, and AppleTrack is reporting on Mark Gurman leaking more information about the iPad mini, which is according to Mark Gurman actually launching somewhere this year, which is absolutely amazing. I did love my iPad mini when I had one, but I mean the design was so outdated at some point I just didn't really buy a new iPad mini. But anyways, this report is actually talking about the redesign of the iPad mini for the first time in its whole entire existence. And I'm curious if that would make it more interesting for you guys to buy one. For me it totally will, but I'm a little bit spoiled. I tend to buy things as a remote that are not really meant to be a remote. I mean, I don't really feel like Apple actually designed the iPad mini to be a remote, but yeah, that's just my use case for it. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this report, and if it actually makes you feel differently about the iPad mini at all. Some more quick clicks then. 9to5Mac coming in with a report on Apple actually joining Google, Mozilla and Microsoft in a joint effort to make browser extensions great again. In June last year, Apple added support for a web extension API in the macOS version of Safari. This API is a cross-platform technology for offering the same extensions in different web browsers, including Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. Now, this is obviously a good thing. Loads of people that are using Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox, for example, already enjoy a huge amount of extensions already that are making their day-to-day lives that much better. And I'm definitely happy to see that this same universe is now opening up even more for the Safari users. Although I'm definitely curious though how the privacy features from Safari are going to handle these new extensions. Because if we look at the privacy features on Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, they are not on the same level at all. Anyways, any updates on this story, as usual, will be shared with you right here on First Clicks. And then we got Mac rumors coming in with an analyst from Morgan Stanley confirming that at least one MacBook Pro is going to be announced in 2 days at WWDC. Now, obviously, we already knew this. Again, now that so many sources are saying that it's coming or that they believe it's coming, it makes it all the more likely that it's actually going to happen. So this is not really a special thing. Obviously, if you've seen the previous episode, the report from Digitimes that Mac Rumors also reported on was actually way more important, and that was more about when we are actually going to get our hands on these products, and that is likely to be either at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year, depending on which MacBook you're going to buy. So that is definitely a bummer. But by now, I feel like everyone already expects the MacBook Pro to be announced, which is a lot of pressure, especially if Apple already knows that this is actually not true. And then they still have this insane pre-recorded event ready to launch without the actual hardware announcements. But I feel like that is highly unlikely. So many analysts and so many sources with a really good reputation are saying that it's coming at WWDC. So it should be coming, right? Guys, come on. Let's just reassure each other that's coming, okay? Let's just pretend that we already know it's coming, and let's just say it's confirmed. It's confirmed, right? Marcus! Yeah! And then we got another huge story coming in from 9to5Mac, actually talking about what we can expect at WWDC in terms of software. There are huge expectations there in terms of the health app, for example, getting food tracking support, where you can track your calories, and it would be insane to have integration with the fitness app on the big screen, for example, on your Apple TV, that you can see your day-to-day intake in terms of calories and how much you have to sport to get them out of your system again, which is obviously really, really great. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to look and what it's going to be, but of course, this huge ecosystem of devices will actually help Apple to integrate these sorts of functions across every single device that you have. So it will be cool to have a toggle to turn it on and off. They're also talking about Safari, Apple Maps, iMessage, and that last one is obviously a very curious one, because there are rumors going around that Apple is actually going to announce a social network that is probably going to be connected to iMessage. Now, I'm not really sure how or what it's going to be, but I know the why, and the why is obviously privacy. A privacy-focused social network is something that we all want and we all need. Now, I'm not sure where these rumors came from or who leaked it, or if they are confused with, for example, the search engine that Apple allegedly is creating as well. Nobody knows how this is going to go, but at WWDC we expect at least loads of updates in terms of, again, the health tracker, Apple Maps, the Safari browser, and iMessage. Now there is another thing that people expect, and that is number 5, a revamp of the notification center. Again, we are obviously curious to see what is actually true and what isn't, but to be completely honest with you guys, we are more focused on iPad OS this year, because if iPad OS 15 isn't going to bring something to the table for this M1 processor that is now in the iPad, the current iPad is going to be in a sort of state of limbo for its entire release. Because there's nothing you can do on it that you can't do on a previous iPad, especially with these RAM limitations on it right now. So something needs to happen, and I hope by the love of Steve that iPadOS 15 is going to show why this new chip is now in the iPad. Anyway guys, we're going to upload another episode of the airdrop that's going to deep dive into the software features that we are going to expect at WWDC. Obviously we're getting really close. We have about 2 days left on the clock, so let's count them down.